Top of the morning, family. It's your cousin P. You know what it is, that good work site. I pray all is well for everybody out there. And I want this to go viral on Subscribe to Cousin P YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel, man. Let me check some cheddar like a food inspector, man. It's going to get better. It's going to get bigger. The platform going to be amazing. I can tell you this. They say don't stop, won't stop, and you will be successful. So whether I do good or whether I do bad, I'm going to put in the work. You heard me? Your cousin P going to put in the work. It was Father's Day yesterday, and I had an amazing day. I want to shout out to my family, my supportive cast, my support system, my strength, my motivation, my inspiration, who keep me going and keep me enlightened. I want to give a big shout out to them and my children. Continue to be who God intended for you to be. Follow your dreams, follow your passion, and you will be successful. This podcast is 31. Podcast 31. I'm going to be rambling on this one because there's so many things that I want to address. I want to talk about parenting. I want to talk about the word father and what it means. I want to talk about dysfunctional behaviors. So I'm going to wrap all that up into one. And by the grace of God, I'll make sense at the end of this podcast. Father's Day is a day where the so-called America puts aside a day for fathers to be represented as who they are. The man of the house, the man of providing, protecting, and maintaining. And it's a good holiday. Nevertheless, we should be fathers every day. The word father how can I put this? If you take the A out of father and add the U, you get the word further. And as fathers, we expect when we have seeds and we have children, we expect them to go further than what we have gone. And this is how the legacy of the father, the spirit of the father, the seed of the father lives on through his children that God blesses us to have, that they may go further. But what the father has is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And as my father say, I've been your age, you ain't never been mine. So he was telling me the things I've done, he done already done. So if I humble myself, I can learn from him that when I go further, when his life stops, I will have so much more substance about myself that will get me through adversity in life and not make the same mistakes that he made. And I will be able to identify him and notice him and go around obstacles instead of always going through obstacles, causing a lot of more BS in your life. So, me as being a child of my father, I humble myself that I may learn and understand. And I find myself quoting my father. And I find myself with the wisdom of my father as I go through the journey in my life, making adjustments and seeing certain things that would possibly have me in a uncomfortable situation, but because the wisdom in the seed was dropped on me, my maneuver game is magnificent. I'm going further, and I'm going to get to point B quicker than my father got to point B, because he had to fall and make the mistakes in life, and he had to go through so much adversity and learn. But he taught me what was to come, what to look out for, that my point A to point B is going to be a little bit more quick, and I'm going to go a little bit more further than he went. So shout out to my pops. Rest in peace, young soldier. Stand for grace. So as a father, me personally, I try to instill into my children a part of me. Not all of me, but just a part of me, because I want them to have their own identity, because everybody is born with a purpose on our planet. You just have to be able to tap into your purpose once you identify your purpose. But if I can give my children the principles, the values, the morals, the do's and the don'ts, and what's to come in life, and they grab some of that along with their own identity, I think they'd be as much more stronger than me, much more driven than me, and make better decisions than I did. So hopefully when my children listen to this podcast, they would understand why Daddy tolerates nothing but the best, wants nothing but the best. And I'm not accepting failure. It's not an option for me. So when you come around me, you know that I want you to be on top of your game. And I call you out on your shit when it ain't clean. It's because I need you to get further. I want you to be better. And I also want you to not make the same mistakes that your father made. Because a lot of decisions I made slowed my progress down, and I could have got further much quicker. But in some situations, they wasn't the best situations at all. So please understand, to my children, Daddy wants nothing but the best. It's nothing but the best, you heard me? And on this journey, we have mothers that in the beginning we could appreciate. We begin, in the beginning, they're likable, just as the father, the mother liking the father, he appreciated. And as time goes on, you start to see and notice certain things about the individual you didn't see in the beginning. And so dissatisfaction brings about that change, and the mother and the father separates. And the misunderstandings and the disagreements turn into argumentative conversations, and they're no longer on the same page. So here you have a father trying to be a father and a mother trying to be a mother. And this is why I tell people there's a difference between a father and a mother and parents. When that separation begins or starts, the children start to identify, and sometimes the children start to take sides, and a lot of the times mothers devalue and defame the man so bad that the children take up everything that the mother says, and then there's another fight. There's another fight. And this is why I said I wanted to talk about dysfunctional. You have dysfunctional men as well as you have dysfunctional women. But we have to somehow do what's in the best interest. And we always say do what's in the best interest of the child or the children, yes. But the children are watching the parents. And if you and the mother's not getting along, then 9 times out of 10, the relationship ain't going to be as strong as it can be if it was a unit producing or 2 heads producing and staying on a accord and making the right decisions for the children. There's a lot of dysfunctional behavior in relationships in terms of raising children. Some mothers think they right, some fathers think they right. But it says judge the tree by the fruit it bears, and whatever you have to bring to the table is fine if it's in the best interest of. And whatever the father has to bring to the table is fine as long as it's in the best interest of the child being great, going further, having substance, not running raggedy, not running wild. But when you defame or devalue or have something to say to the children about the father or about the mother, one thing Cousin P don't look, you know how it is. I don't defame, devalue no children, mothers of mine, although they do me like that. And the cold part about it, as I told you before, judge the tree by the fruit it bears. When they come around me, whatever has been said about me, it gets wiped smooth off the plate. Because when they come and get as my father used to say, you so focused on the picture, you forget about the frame that's bigger than the picture. See, what somebody always have to say to make themselves look bigger and better, children are growing and they're watching everything. And so what you had to say to them, or what the father has to say about their mother to their child, the mother may be blessing the child with much more love than the father does. Or the father may be blessing the child with way more love than the mother does. But because the household is separated, and you have your household and the father has his household, when the children come to the father's household or the mother's household, they see the difference. So, dear family, it ain't in your best interest to defame, devalue a parent because you dissatisfied about something or something didn't go your way, or you thought things would be a particular way and it wasn't. As I told you on podcast 13 or 14, in the word relationship, you have the word relate. When a relationship is no longer relating, what happens is you detach from one another in that manner, but you could still be friends, but we're just no longer relating in a emotional, tied together, bonded boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wife relationship. But we can be friends. But we ain't gonna be friends on your terms. Nah, we ain't gonna do that, sweetheart. And you don't have to be friends on our terms. But what we can do is come together, put our differences on the table, and know what each other disagree with, dislike, so that we won't make the mistake of being a particular way, doing certain things that bother one another, and have a mutual ground that the children may prosper. I don't have to like what you like, and I don't have to choose what you choose. There's a lot of children, mothers, that I've seen personally devalue their fathers to other men that they're talking to. And you have to understand that that man is registering the behavior and the character of that woman. Despite him wanting to have fun with you and children, have a good time with you too, but he also knows what you're about. Sisters out there, don't do that. Don't degrade your character and your integrity in that manner to try to keep a conversation with another man. Cousin P don't do none of that. Unless I'm attacked. I speak truth to falsehood. You know what I'm saying? I have situations like this that were dysfunctional. Me and the children's mother not getting at odds. The mother backstabbing, backbiting, saying all these things because I've moved on in life and found something that was stable and, you know, that sustained me and made me the man I've become. And they was in disagreement with that, and I'm busting moves and doing bigger and better things, and I was better than I was yesterday, and they disagree with that to the point where they get to attacking and dropping seeds and having the mentality of a devil. Wicked, deceitful, manipulative, creating an atmosphere and a persona about me that wasn't true. And I used to always tell them, it ain't in my best interest to call nobody on their shit when my shit ain't clean. So why is you trying to call me on my shit when you know your shit ain't clean? That's a hypocrite. Get your shit together first and then call me to the table or call me out. But don't be no hypocrite in the process, sweetheart. That's dysfunctional. That ain't okay. And so I've had situations like this, and I've still tried to be neutral and be committed to being responsible, and I still got the behavior that'll go crazy too, but thank God for Islam. Oh man, it humbled me in a way where I'm thinking clearer. I'm understanding why people do what they do. And so as scriptures say, when one understands, he or she is slow to anger. It don't bother me, because I know they hurting inside, and I know they wish they was in the position of power, but they ain't. But you could get in a position of power, but just not in Cousin P life. But you could be my friend. But I'm not going to be your friend on your terms on what you want. That ain't going to happen, sweetheart. You could cancel that Christmas. It ain't going to happen. So, dear family, let's work on dysfunctional relationships with our children's mother. And hopefully the mothers can work with us. Yeah, the father is have more stress factors and more issues with themselves, and the mother has always been this nurturer there for the children. But my journey ain't your journey. Their journey ain't your journey. Their life is not your life. And whatever adversity you got in your life, know that other people is fighting a fight you have no idea. That's what the mothers have to understand. You know, there's crucial conflict in the world for the black man in America. It is tough. You know what I'm saying? It is tough. That's why the police don't mind shooting a black man, because he knows who the black man is. The Asiatic black man is the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe. And so he's out here as a god. And that cracker will shoot him down because he knows how powerful he is if he could come into himself with the knowledge and understanding and wisdom and be the God that God intended for him to be. So the cracker shoot him down before he could reach his potential. And he goes through that adversity of life and drugs and people on drugs and, doing certain things and hustling and jail and running and funk and problems and trying to take care of the baby and be cool to you and adversity and trial and tribulation and all that. And the mother probably at home or working or with the children. But the man goes through hell. It's no excuse for the man, but he goes through hell. It's the reality. And I tell people, you can't be so spiritual that you dare to the reality of life. So dear family, this is going to be part one because I'm going to go back on this. Let's stop being so dysfunctional. And your right may not be my right. And my right may not be your right. But there's a button called mutual respect. And I don't have to accept what you want to give me. And you don't have to accept what I want to give you. And black women in particular, listen to that man when he say he ain't ready for children, ain't ready for this, ain't ready for that. Don't force your hand on that man and subject him to something he ain't ready for. And then when it come and he not present, he ain't dealing with you. Are you being a promiscuous woman and he don't trust you? It's going to be hell in your camp. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Women always make the mistake of thinking men are going to be a particular way if they do A, B, and C. No. If that man ain't came to the table and told you what it's going to be, don't your ass assume. Because you will be considered a victim of just a fuck. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't spring your future on somebody if y'all ain't talk collectively about a future. Don't do it. If that man ain't ready, if that woman ain't ready, don't do that. That's your biggest fault, your biggest failure, and you will see the results of your actions, your decisions, and your work if you continue to live life like that. Taking decisions out of man's hand, yeah, man, pull out game is weak. But when a man tell you something that he don't want, give a shit what you say after the results. You suffer the consequences because you're looking at what's going on. You need to stop it. And women, promiscuous women. It's a lot of women out here that I know personally that have children by men that's in a relationship with a man and the man thinking that child is their child. The woman is a cold piece of work. My word is bond to an almighty God. I know at least about 6 or 7 women that have children, and the dudes think that's their father. I mean, that's their son or their daughter. Wicked women. Wicked. And so women, that's why I say you have to put your integrity, you have to, when that man say something, listen. Don't take it up on yourself. And then quit calling a person on their shit when your shit is raggedy and ain't clean. And you got skeletons in the closet your damn self. Okay? This is part 1 of children going further than the father and dysfunctional amongst the parenting group of a father and a mother. And this is part 1. We're going to do part 2 in a few minutes. It's your cousin P. Holla at your boy. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, man. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get better. It's going to be flaming hot. Versatile. Going to get me to the versatile. We're going to do what we do. It's your cousin P. Man, have that energy, have that flame. Don't be scared of nothing. Hear what nobody say. I'm at work this morning. The barbershop doing fine. The properties are doing fine. All praises due to God. You know what I'm saying? My support team, strong. And I'm not going to tell you my support team, because my father always told me, keep your business to yourself. Quit pissing so much. What did he mean by that? Kiss and tell. You know, jealousy and envy is real. So if I get to telling you who my support team is, there are those out there want to find out who is it, and then go divide and conquer that. But it ain't gonna happen, because you ain't gonna know my business. But I'm strong though, for a particular reason. And behind every black man is a strong black woman. My daughters are strong. My mothers are strong. My aunties are strong. Everybody behind me is strong. But you won't know. But just know this. I could only be who I am because there's something back in me that's powerful. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, heaven lies at the footstep of a woman. It's your cousin P, part 1. We're going part 2 on this. In about 3-4 hours, then I'm hitting part 3 later on tonight at the house. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cutting P from the Beat. You heard me?